What's going on, people around the world? YouTube land, Facebook, Twitter. So glad to be in the house here. Show number 222. Dean, what's going on today?
How you doing, man? 222. Ready for the Super Bowl. You?
Yeah, I'm very curious how this is all going to lay out. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. I got a big theory on some college recruiting on signing day, how some of these programs have laid out and how it's going to kind of work. Of course, Saban's going to game day and some new coaches and some new positions for some Alabama players.
Saban the game day. That's going to be interesting. I think he'll be good at it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. What do you got for us today? College basketball, SEC's.
Yeah, rough day yesterday, except for Alabama. Alabama looking up. But I'll go over SEC top 10 in the nation basketball. Not a lot of changes. And I'm also going to go over the NFL awards, who got what? Most valuable player, most improved, etc.
Yeah.
Comeback player of the year.
I was confused by one of them. And we'll put the poll to the audience and see what they think too.
Was it defensive player of the year?
Well, I'll get into that. I just kind of confused by one of them. So
okay, well, we'll
leave that for the curiosity, make people hang around, see what we think about it.
But there's one I'm confused about too, but I got stats to back it up. So
yeah, that's what we do, man.
I don't understand.
Guys, thank you for coming by the locker room. We appreciate you stopping by on Super Bowl Sunday. We come on here a little bit early because everybody wants to get loose and cook their wings and put their ribs out of the oven and get their tater salad ready and their beans and hang out and see the Chiefs and the 49ers. So, the 49ers not having a rushing award winner since 1953, that's before my mom was even born. I guess we give our final scores and stuff last week. I think I had like 31-24 at Kansas City, something like that.
I think I had, 28-24?
Yeah, 49ers.
Yeah, 49.
I'm pulling for the Niners, and you kind of understand it's kind of the thing of repetitiveness, and you understand what it's like of being in college football, of not being an Alabama fan, where you're just kind of tired of seeing the same team win. You want some difference. You want something something to shake it up.
Well, on paper, it just looks like the 49ers should be better, but, you get Pat Mahomes on the field, and it's just
he's good, man.
It's just –
he just is.
I mean, he don't have a Tyreek Hill, and he's got Kelsey, I know, but he don't have unbelievable receivers like he's had, and he's still in the Super Bowl.
What do you think about Mahomes with you think Travis, is he going to start today or what was – I hadn't heard anything, but, they've been holding him out, said he was injured.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's not played well, had a lot of drops in some key moments, lined up offsides, and that one game cost him the game. So,
yeah.
I don't know if he's going to play. Is he a detriment?
The guy from Florida.
Yeah, is he a detriment to the team? He cost him a game or two here or there?
I think they said he cost him one because he lined up.
Right.
But supposedly, according to Andy Reid, they'd never make that call.
Yeah, well, they're supposed to. Well, usually the refs will say, he's checking with me, or he'll check, or, hey, tell you got to back up,
So he was the third receiver, and they're talking about not starting him, right? I think they need to for confidence. He may have a big Super Bowl.
You never know. He's very electric.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we want him to do well because he played at Florida, and
everybody has a bad game, but it's kind of –
I think he's had a few.
It has. It's kind of like –
apparently, I don't know.
Their offense has not been as sparse or sparked as it has been in last year, but their defense has carried on through to win a lot of games this year.
Their running game's good, too.
Man, yeah.
Pacheco, I don't know how you pronounce it. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Played at Rutgers. We'd never heard of him. Of course, we don't follow Rutgers football. I mean, for obvious reasons, we're in Alabama.
Yeah, well, we need to get on top of that. We may have some fans out there.
Well, Rutgers did actually go to a bowl game this year, and I think they won it. So, but yeah, Pacheco, he's played fantastic.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that game. Thank y'all again for coming by. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Help us hit 500. Let's comment section. Jeff Anderson, what is up? He is in rehab. Gonna get him back up walking good again, so it's good to see him. Mr. Brad Scott
for his recovery.
Absolutely. What do you think about Alabama will hire his offense coordinator? There's a good topic to get us started. Thank you.
Yeah, let's get into that.
I'm going to try not to – I'm going to look at the time and make sure I move on from this fast. I could do a whole video on this. I am really, really aggravated.
I'm aggravated with it.
I'm a guy that's supposed to be making a commitment to a university, And all he can do, the best he's got, is hang out for a month, and he's just going to leave and go back to where he just come from. Now, supposedly through Twitter, and Twitter don't mean nothing, he has a lot of personal differences in political ideas than a lot of people in this state or even in this whole area, being the Bible Belt that it is. That may be completely false. So those are just things I heard. I'm not saying they're true. So maybe that's why some felt like that he took the money and run. And he says he got to do what's best for him and his family. Well, then don't be a liar and go to a board meeting and say, I'm the offensive coordinator here at Alabama. The next day you take a check and go to Seattle. Man, get out of here. We don't – at University of Alabama, I think it sells itself. Either you're in or you're out. And with all these kids that are leaving, and I understand some of the situations with these young guys leaving. A lot of them I don't. They're just leaving for money. But as I said in our video we did on show 220 probably, you'll shake the tree out and you'll find out who the real Bama players are, who really wants to hang around, who is really in depth and wants to be involved in the program to keep it on the right track. Obviously, Grube don't. He has no character. I don't like it. A guy to show up, a grown man, and make a commit to a school and then turn and walk out. At least give it a try. I think it puts Bama in a terrible situation, and I've heard people like Kyle Henderson. We watch him, love his show. He does Bama Online. He's on like 10 hours a day, constantly reporting news. That this is DeBoer's offense, Dean.
Uh-huh.
And Grube has been calling it for years and years since he was at Indiana back in the day, all the way through to over to Washington.
Uh-huh. I
I don't see how there's going to be a positive out of this to let this other two guys, I got their names on here, the other two guys to split time as in coaching. So I don't understand how that's going to Huff is the other guy also that left too. Had to bring it up. Grube out, so Huff, the offensive line coach, we just mentioned that. Who's
too big? That's two key positions.
I don't like it. I think it's a problem. And they're saying, well, he just calls plays for DeBoer. This is DeBoer's idea. This is his mind.
Yeah, but he lets this guy do it.
That's a bad spot.
Have you heard any candidates?
I have heard none.
We mentioned a couple, but I don't think they'll get them. We mentioned Joe Brady and Kellen Moore, but they're not going to leave those pro teams and come.
Probably not.
I'd love to get Joe Brady
Mhm.
or Kellen Moore, but I wouldn't think that they would. I've got a weird theory, not real weird. Is there a chance that his wife said, I'm not leaving Seattle. You take the Seattle job or I'm gone.
That's very
possible. Is it possible?
Sure.
Because same town. He don't even have to move now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very likely. And women, the wives should have a say in Miss Terry has a huge say in what Coach Saban does. And we've learned that through the years, even more the last 5.
But most of the time the wives go. It don't cause a split.
Where they're happy.
Because you said she liked New York better than anywhere.
Miss Terry, well, she liked it at Syracuse. There was a group of women. This is in his book now about Saban when he was at LSU. He wrote a book and I got it. And it's a good book. She was very involved with some of the other coaches' wives, and she enjoyed it there at Syracuse. So who, there's a few names. I don't know. Who do you guys think may be? We've heard nothing.
That's just 2 we named. They're not names.
And today is February the 11th. Again, show 222. Thank you guys for stopping by. Subscribe. Help us get to 500.
They start practicing a month.
I know. You can't have a coach retire. And I feel like that Saban probably had some of this in his pocket, because he told Kirby at the SEC championship game, I'm too old for this crap. And Kirby's like, nah, man, you still doing good. You hanging in there. Shoot, Nick, man, you still got it. No, I'm getting old. This stuff's moving way too fast for my 72-year-old mind. I feel like he had some of this DeBoer thought in his head because he tried to get Grube last year.
Right.
So I don't know, guys. That's a topic that we'll be on probably through the week. I'll probably come back on and do a video on something that's going on with some of that.
I'm actually very interested to see who it will be.
So is Bama fans going to panic? Should they panic, Dean?
Maybe not yet. If they don't have anybody, but I know where the panic is. You don't want to get somebody. And we both thought that Reese wouldn't be great, but he ended up doing pretty well, wouldn't you say?
He learned his players and how to play them.
Right.
But he's going to be this new guy. That's the problem. The closer you wait till summer, he's going to have no time. I mean, Reese come in the same way and had to get Milroe boom and just try to say, okay, here's how I run offense. Milroe's like, well, here's how I play. And it took them a month.
I would have had I wouldn't have had an issue with him keeping Reese, would you?
No, I think they had figured each other out, and it was it turned out to be pretty good.
Is there a chance he gets a call?
I don't know.
Come back? You know, I know you got another job. Where did you say Reese was now? I'm sure he's jumped. I don't know either. But
White said like probably 2 weeks ago where he was supposed to be going, but
I actually heard less complaints about Reese than I did O'Brien.
Yeah. No, Brian supposedly
he took the BC job.
The whole idea was that DeBoer was going to bring his guy along with him. And I wonder, because see, he never did sign. We never got any papers on him. Even when all the other coaches were doing pictures and getting their papers and getting their, they all have agents. They get their money ready. I don't know. There's just more to this than we know. Now, there's a guy at Alabama, and he is I knew I'd forget. He's on Twitter. I follow him on Twitter. He works at the university, and he's part of the athletic department, kind of helps with some of that. There's a lot of people been on his page asking him to come over and be the offensive coach.
Really?
Yes. So I think he maybe coached wide receiver somewhere and did supposedly this, and I can't remember his name. But anyway, so that's, if you hear that guy, there's a guy out there that works at Alabama. He's supposed to be pretty good.
I'm anxious to see who it's going to be.
They better do it before the end of the month.
I would like for it to be somebody great, but it might not be. It might not be anybody proven, is what I mean.
Well, everybody has to start somewhere.
Yes.
I'm down with that. I get it. But man, the closer it gets, time is ticking day by day. They better get somebody this week.
And you can get a pro guy. Everybody acts like, well, you can't go from NFL back to college. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can.
Heck, I wouldn't mind. I know he's out of a job, and I'm just throwing this out there. Eric Bieniemy is out of a job. They fired him in Washington, and he was Kansas City's offensive coordinator. They like him. He didn't fit well in at Washington, but, some guys don't fit in certain places. And get on the horn. He may like it. He may want to come back to college.
Yes. So those are some names, and stay tuned to the show. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. That way, when I come on during the week and give some breaking news on offensive coach, you'll know, and I'll talk about it, and we'll get into it and break it down.
I figure we'll know it by Wednesday or Thursday, don't you?
I don't know, man. I'm hearing nothing, and I'm on Twitter over there every day.
It's probably just going to be somebody. Boom! Oh, there he is. And I don't know why. I've just got an eerie feeling we're never going to have heard of him. Not
just
much.
Find out.
Yeah, but he may be great.
I hope for their sake. It's a bad knock. I'm not a panic guy, but it's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
And it just, all it does is excite the fan bases of Tennessee, Auburn, and Georgia, and they just love to pounce on the Tide train and say that it's falling apart. And it's whatever. We'll find out when the game's played. If
Todd Monken, no,
yeah, well, he's out there. They did a good job at Georgia.
Where is he now?
Where is he at? Was he at the Commanders? Maybe
I'd take him back. No, well, that's where Bieniemy was.
Yeah.
They got rid of him and hired Cliff Kingsbury.
I like him too.
Yeah, which he was the head coach, but he seems fine.
Say a
lot of these guys are.
Who's the new coach at Mississippi State?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've heard. The guy from Duke.
No, he's at A&M.
He's at A&M. Michael Eloy. I can't think of his.
Look at that.
Mississippi State. There's so many.
Jeff Lebby. Now, Jeff Lebby, if he wasn't at Mississippi State, he's supposed to be higher up on the chain. So, I don't know, guys. It's a good question, Brad. Thank y'all for stopping by and throwing a question out there, because it was one of the topics. So with Saban, he's going to be at game day, Dan. He's going to be a part of that.
That's great. I'm happy for that. Now, which I've seen all these things. He's taken Pollock's place. Pollock mocked him, and Pollock quit last year.
Gone.
Pollock's been gone.
Been gone a year.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee took Pollock's place, if you want to be mad at somebody. Because they fired actually about 20 people at ESPN to get up enough money to hire McAfee.
Well, I saw Bama fans putting it on there.
No.
You mocked Saban, now he takes your job. And
that's silly.
he didn't mock Saban. He just said Georgia's fixing to be the new team to
Yeah.
beat. And he was right for a time, wasn't he?
Yeah. Here's the thing with Saban on game day is what's it going to be like when he has to, talk about a team or critique a head coach and people's really curious about that because they know kind of how he is. He's good with words and he's never really going to badmouth anybody.
No.
He'll build up Chattanooga for homecoming. That's
Oh,
how
yeah.
good they are.
Yeah.
So there's a way to do it, guys. And there's a way, I know a way to do it. And with you can critique without being mean.
I don't see him.
And I'm
being
sure he can do it.
very offensive on there.
I don't-
You got to make some adjustments here or there, but I don't think he'll bash the coach.
No, Urban, when he's been on some or he's on Fox, they handle it pretty well.
Yeah.
What about Chip Kelly leaving his head coaching job at UCLA and taking the offensive job at Ohio State after O'Brien takes the head coach job at BC?
Smart move, I think. Because, Chip Kelly was probably,
Well,
he might have been on the hot seat.
compete.
Well, they're not in the well, they are, but they're in the Big Ten.
Yeah, and they're not going to be very competitive. I don't think.
No, it'd be tough. I don't blame him.
Probably same money, less pressure.
I don't blame him. He seems to.
Good play caller. That
Very
Oregon
good.
proved himself over there.
Yeah, he's had a tough go of it since Oregon.
Yeah, he just ain't got the players.
I didn't think he did terrible at UCLA.
That's okay. But he just don't have the guys that Oregon has. I mean, you can find out recruiting numbers, and I did a big recruiting signing day 3-hour special. I don't even know where they was at. I don't remember where they were at on there at all.
I don't know. It's probably a smart move, I think. Less pressure.
O'Brien and Hightower, the new linebacker coach
Yeah,
over
I
in New
saw
England.
that. Yeah, good for him. He was a good linebacker.
Yeah, he was. I'm excited to see him. Coach Mayo's taking over the head job. He's a guy from there, spoken highly of by people like Tom Brady. They asked Brady about, well, what do you think about, how he said, hey, look, man, teammate guy. He is a New England Patriot. He's going to do what's best for the team. He's a league guy. He understands the rules and the ins and outs.
He does.
And we think he'll do a good job. Now, just be cool and don't think he's not going to be Belichick.
Well, no. When did he land anywhere? Not yet.
I hadn't heard. There's been rumors and things of him floating around. He may be the new OC at Alabama.
No, it wouldn't bother me.
He's just retired, and we're going to pay you. Now, I don't need no money. I just come up here.
Just let me call play.
Just let me call plays.
Just
Nick.
on Saturday.
Just Saturday.
But people don't realize this about him. He's a defensive guy.
He is. Yep.
He's a defensive. He's not that Josh McDaniels and O'Brien. They called the plays for New England. I guess McDaniels is still out there too, isn't he?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind him being.
Guy at Miami, head coach.
Oh no, the one that he was for the Raiders. No, that guy's name's McDaniels too.
Oh, okay.
Miami. He's still.
Oh man, he's
They love him.
just jogging pants guy with the
Yeah.
short socks, and he's just like he's got those 1987 glasses like I used to wear, the big gold frame. He just looks like he should be in Vegas counting cards. I mean, he does, don't he?
Well, he's not on no hot seat, but now Miami has gotten better. But eventually, and within the next couple of years, their fans and critics are going to be wanting some playoff wins,
Yeah, it's about time for the Dolphins.
and they're going to get on to it
They
too.
will.
Eventually, hey, this guy's got to get a playoff.
Yeah,
win.
they need to do it this next time.
And they'll get on the Bills too. Ken Dorsey's also available. Bills fired him during the middle of the year, hired
Oh,
Joe
yeah.
Brady. Ken Dorsey, former quarterback for Miami. All these are pro guys. I don't know college guys.
Yeah, well, they're all even the head coaches are so young. I mean, like Labey, we was talking about him, Mississippi State. These guys are my age.
Yeah.
They're between
Yeah.
mine and your age. They're 47, 52, 3. They're young. You got a lot of really young head coaches. So, Dane, the most famous news for the day that you're really excited about, I had to wait to share because I didn't want to see you squeak with joy and jump out of your seat. Daytona 500.
Oh, was it today?
February the 18th.
Oh,
We'll kick off.
okay.
NASCAR lovers and fans.
You know what?
We may mention the winner on here.
You know what?
Yeah.
Cole told Harry, you put me in a car, I'll win Daytona.
Yeah, he's going to drop the hammer. Or he said, I'm dropping the hammer, Harry.
Good movie. We watched it the other
Yeah,
day.
we watched it
I
the other
forgot
day.
how good it was.
Went through all that stuff. So that's kind of hot table topics and what's going
Kind of
on.
annoying. I know what you're saying, though. I mean, not having an OC in February the 11th.
That's bad news, man. I don't like that. It just shows bad character to me. I mean, people can say, Well, he's got to do what's right for his family.
Well,
And
think
that's
about
true.
it more before you take it. Or do they just put these guys? I got to know today. Whose fault is it? Is it theirs or is it the people asking him? Are they
I don't
saying,
know.
you got to know? I got to know now.
Well, the board brought him with him. I mean, that's his head coach. He's like, hey, guys, we're moving to Bama. Come on with me. We'll go call plays and we'll try to give a shot at this. And
Yeah.
2 or 3 years, we'll try to win a title, build a huge resume. So you want a title at Bama, a title in the SEC, and then we can shop around. We can move on in a couple of years. Not come in for a couple of weeks, meet a few players, and you're off again.
I've been hearing good things about DeBoer, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of the kids around the state.
Real good.
Yeah.
You know, he's getting after it. He's made this his home. I don't think he's going to be up and deciding he's going somewhere else. And he's going to give this thing a shot.
No, he said he wants to have a legacy.
Yeah.
And Bama's a good place to do it. It's the best place as any.
He's done it. He did a good job at Washington.
Yeah. Dane, tell us about some local action. First, Gainesville boys played Faith Christian the other day.
Yeah.
Saturday. They did not get the W, but Coach Brandon, what a good job he's done messing around through the whole year.
Won 13 games this year. That was the most
since 96.
96. First time in the playoffs in about 30-something years.
Yeah.
And I did find out, and it was just an interesting tidbit because we're connected to them. Gainesville won 13 this year. They won 14 in 96. But in 81, they won 18 with Jeff Bullen was their power forward.
Oh, Coach Bullen.
Yeah, and Steve Ray. And
that's good. That's a pretty good class.
They won 18, lost in the area championship to Sandrock on a last-second shot by none other than
it's got to be a Clanton.
Eddie Norris.
Oh, Coach Norris.
But Bullen don't remember it. I've asked him about that. He goes, I don't remember it. They just threw it to Eddie, and he turned around and shot it. But they won 18. And Bob Wheeling, you remember Bob Wheeling?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
He played on the best team in Gainesville history, record-wise, 25-3.
Whoa.
In 58.
Yeah.
Roy Knapp was the coach.
Yeah, I was going to say that had to be those are his old stomping ground times. And later,
they won 17 the year before that. Bob Williams, 42-11 is the point guard for Gainesville. Wow.
Within all those years and from 58 all the way to the next the next 10 years from the classes like Brewster and Mr. Larry Teague and all that. I mean,
yeah, well,
there's a lot of good guys playing over there.
And I'm taking up for Gainesville on this. A lot of people that aren't from Gainesville, and this was the best they've done in a while. But let's make no mistake, this is not the best. This is not the only time in the school history that they've ever done well.
No.
I mean, they won 22 games in 1988 when Tommy Lewis was there. 25 another year, 18 with Jeff. They've won 13 this year. This place has not just been. This is not the only. This has not been just a losing program
forever and ever.
Forever and ever. Yes. But Coach Brandon, let's hats off to him. They did have a great year.
Had a good year. Went over. We watched Cherokee County girls play Jacksonville. Good game. I went win that game by 15 or.
Yes, that was a very good game.
Good game. Yeah, we sat there. And,
it was closer than the score.
Talked to Neil Lee a little bit and watched his daughter play there. And they're going to play Cherokee County girls February the 19th. They will play Hanley. Hanley the 19th. That's a long time away.
Well, I think it's all to get this stuff organized at Jack State. Everybody's playing at Jack State this round, right? Is there in their games this week?
Yeah, Friday. Sandrock girls win 74-30 over Lafayette. I went to that game.
Their girls are good.
They'll play Ider Friday at 3:00. Okay, Sandrock girls will Friday. I'm gonna try to go. I'm gonna try to go to that game Friday.
Down there with you.
It should be this Ider team's. They're on a tear right now, and Taylor Dalton, our longtime fan, said make sure to find him, and we'll get a picture together and find Starkey and get us all a picture with everybody. So we're looking forward to that. But Spring Garden girls take the W 80-20 over Wadley. They will play Appalachian at JSU Wednesday. Okay, so Spring Garden girls says
this coming Wednesday.
Play Wednesday. Yep. And also the boys, they get the win, and they won 59-35. Now, I don't know why. Well, I know why. Just kids like to be.
I saw it. What he said they can't run with us.
the player for the other team, and we won't have to. Don't, but y'all can look it up and read it. They just didn't think that the Spring Garden boys could run it down the court with them. Well, that's between Chapel and John and Jacob and Connor. That's not what happened. 59-35 says different.
I don't think you ought to print that if the kid did say it. That's just me.
I wouldn't, but that ain't my style because it's not my style to.
He could have been taken out of context. He's like, I think if we get out and get a lead, they may not can run with us.
Yeah. Now, Cedar Bluff girls lose to Winterboro 59-17. Had a good year too.
Yeah,
They've had some seniors. They're losing a few games, a few seniors this year. So new coach over there, I almost said Coach Davis, Mr. Davis's daughter, taking over right kind of real quick like. So
what is her last name?
I don't know her married name now.
I don't know, but she did a good job.
Yeah, she's figuring it out.
Yeah,
she's learning them as much as they're learning her. I mean, it's kind of new.
I'll go on a limb, and Coach Carpenter can correct me. That team that went to the Final Four won 20, but I think this is only about the second or third time they've ever won 20 in the girls' program since they started it back in 86 or 87. Now, that was according to my father.
Yeah.
And Tracy Johnson.
Yeah.
And she said they weren't very good.
Yeah. So local stuff, the Spring Garden girls, they'll play Wednesday.
What about the boys?
And the boys they'll also have a game at Jacksonville this week. Sandrock girls will play Ider, and Cherokee County plays Hanley Friday the 19th. And that's kind of the news for our local stuff.
So Cherokee County is really the only one not playing this week.
Yeah, they're going to stretch it out to the next Monday.
10 days. That's tough.
Hanley.
Tough. Yeah, Hanley's got a good girls team. But center. Cherokee County does too.
Yep. Do you like how they play? How they get
yeah, well, they attack the rim, don't they?
Between
Johnson,
Star
Haygood,
Girl, and the Diamond girls, they just
the Gibbons girl played good that night.
Yeah, her and her sister, and of course Johnson. I mean, she's just
she makes them go.
She's like the distributor that just distributes fire to the spark plugs.
I'd look over at you and I'd look back. I mean, they were playing defense. I'd look back and she'd be going in for a layup. And I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, she just stole the ball. She's
and that motor never quits.
No, I know.
I don't think they took her out. He might have given her one breather.
Yeah, she just loves to play the game, but they got a good squad.
But I did think Jacksonville. I thought Jacksonville was pretty good. They did come back, cut it to 7.
They adjusted after half. They did first time I seen them play back before Christmas. About the same kind of way. Center had got a big lead on them, and then they adjust some. And Jacksonville started stealing the ball and some stuff, or maybe try to cross court pass stuff. They would intercept it and played good. Now Sandrock girls, I went to that game. Good gracious, man! Now y'all remember this too. That's the last game these seniors will play in their gym.
Right.
It's kind of hard to think about.
Yeah.
I've seen Caitlin St. Clair. I've watched her and Jacob play since they were little kids. It's just kind of weird to see them. That's the last game that they'll play at their gym. And let me tell you, from the start of the game, they scored. And then Lafayette tried to throw it in, steal it, score. All right. Ref hands the ball back to Lafayette. She's running down the sideline, throw it in, steal it, score. It was 6-0 like that. I mean, just instantly.
They probably won 24, 25 games.
I tell you what, though, and if you were at the Sandrock girls game, what they have failed to do, Lafayette basketball girls, they look young. They got a few good players on the team. They tried hard, and I can tell when kids are trying. I didn't see much goofing off.
Right,
they're trying.
But
where they made it up, by crap, them cheerleaders get down. Dude, they come out and did a halftime thing, and they brought the house. And then the cheerleaders from Sandrock, I think one of them, somebody said they went over to them again and said, would you come back out between third and fourth period and do another little quick skit? Man.
It was awesome, huh?
Bro, they're on the bleachers, and I mean, they are rocking it. And, it was just good.
Wow.
The cheerleaders at Lafayette, hats off to them. Blonde ladies, y'all did a spark of a job. Heck of a job.
I'm trying to think who Chattooga's girls got put out in the tournament. I think their boys are going to make the state playoffs as a 4 seed. I don't know about anybody else up that way. Darlington's probably the number 1 team in the state. And Model's got a very good team.
Yes.
So that's about That's the only ones I know about up there. I don't know if Coosa or any of them made it. Your top 4 make it.
Okay.
Your top 4 in your region. And but I know Darlington. I know a coach had told me that Darlington had a good shot at winning the state championship.
And next week, look for return guests for what in the world's going on here. Look for return guests to Benton Birds.
Okay.
Birds try to be back on here. I'm trying to
No budge.
trying to figure out how what I've done here on content. So Dean,
budge.
as in a lot of basketball, let's do what's going on. What happened to Auburn? I've been told Anthony said they can't beat Auburn. They ain't. What's the deal?
Well,
What's
Florida's
going on?
good for one.
I mean, they're like nearly last in the SEC. I mean,
They went down there. You know, I'm telling you, it's just whoever plays at home wins. So they lost that game 81-65. Let me read these top 10 for you, and we'll go over some others. There was a weird day in college.
yeah. How did this happen?
Auburn just shot bad, and
So
and let me tell you something.
trying to find out some news here.
Florida shot well that entire ball game.
So what's the in and out of the game?
All right. Let me see here. I'm looking at some stats first. Auburn was fixing to hit that top 10. And I'll tell you exactly where Auburn lost this ball game yesterday. Team stats. They missed 12 free throws, Matt,
Well, that don't help.
and shot 19% from the 3-point line.
That's not good either.
So there's your ball game.
Well, but they didn't seem to play bad against Bama at home.
They hammered. Well, Auburn's tough. These teams are just tough to beat at home.
What is the deal with just?
I just except them and Kentucky got beat at home yesterday, but they got beat by Gonzaga. Let's see how many home teams did win
both
yesterday.
play Appalachian. Yeah, okay. They both play Appalachian, Spring Garden girls and the boys both. I
Oh,
didn't know if
okay.
the Appalachian boys had also won. So we'll put girls play. Just go ahead.
Quickly, this is scores. Top 10 plus Alabama, Auburn, and Kentucky. All right, UConn won by
Thank you, Larry.
UConn won by 25. Bama goes down to
Yeah.
LSU and wins 109-92. Alabama's going to creep up and be about number 11 or 12 now. Illinois got beat by Michigan State. Duke won big 80-65. They're number 9. Auburn had a chance to get in that top 10. They are done on that. They lose 81-65. North Carolina survives at Miami. They did lose Tuesday, but they beat Miami 75-72. Houston keeps on winning. Beat Cincinnati. Marquette beat St. John's. They're number 7. Kansas beat Baylor. They're number 4. Kansas is number 4. They're going to move up to 3. Tennessee got beat by 16 in A&M.
I caught
16.
I caught some of the third period of that. I was doing something around the house here. It was on, and I wasn't watching it, but
So they're going to drop to probably 9 or 10. They say the only new team coming in the top 10 is Iowa State. Auburn's not coming in. Alabama will not be in yet. Tennessee will be the only SEC team in. Kentucky lost to Gonzaga
yeah, that's okay. I mean,
89-85.
it's a good run. Though.
Is that they played great? They just lost.
Well, they're good, man. That Gonzaga, they're on a different tear.
And Arizona beat Colorado 99-79. So there won't be many changes. Tennessee will drop.
South Carolina.
South Carolina's going to be about number 11 or 12. Them and Alabama may be 11 and 12. And Tennessee may be 10. So you got Tennessee, Alabama, South Carolina, 10, 11. Well, actually, South Carolina will be ranked ahead of Alabama. So I'm looking for Tennessee 10, South Carolina 11, Bama 12. Auburn's going to drop to probably 20. Kentucky may drop to about 22 or 23. And Florida's probably coming in.
Yeah, I seen the Broom kid.
Bo Broom for Auburn, he's good.
He is good. And I think did he have, was it 15 on the night or something? I don't know.
Yeah, he played great against Alabama.
Yeah, I was looking for him. So I go to his points and it was like, what?
Yeah, they were never that game, and Anthony can tell you he watched it. They were down 15 from the middle of the first half on.
According to ESPN, and what you're just talking about there, conference wise ranking,
Alabama's winning.
Yeah,
right?
Bama, SC, Auburn, Tennessee, A&M, Florida, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, LSU, Georgia, Arkansas, Vandy, Mizzou at the bottom.
I don't know if there'll be a lot of teams in the tournament. I think if the tournament started right now, you got Alabama and Auburn going, probably Tennessee and Kentucky, hopefully Kentucky, South Carolina, Florida. That might be it. A&M's had some big wins. They beat Kentucky and Tennessee now. Mm-hmm. So look for them to maybe be making some noise. But, you can't have much more than 10, 11 losses, and you're out of the tournament.
News here, just a little thing about the high school game here.
All right.
Appalachian boys, they hit a 3 with 1 second left the other night to win by 1. So they'll get Spring Garden boys.
1 second.
10:30. The girls will play at 9. The boys will play following at 10:30. Spring Garden versus Appalachian. Boys and
too
girls.
Late at night for me. Oh, in the morning. Okay.
Right. Oh gosh, no, I don't think they let them play that late.
They start them at 8:30 sometimes. Well, they get run behind. I don't think they plan on. I think Clear Bluff played Sacred Heart one year down there, and they were supposed to play at 7:30, and they got behind, and that game started at like 8:30 or 8:40.
Yeah.
And you're still playing at 10, but that's just part of it.
So that's kind of college basketball and rundown for local stuff there. The Cherokee County girls, we said, play on the 19th, and the Sandrock girls will play Friday. Spring Garden boys and girls play Wednesday morning. So it's hard to make a Wednesday morning. Let's see, what have I got Wednesday morning? Wednesday morning. No, I'm usually off on Wednesdays. Kind of, I can run later on Tuesday night and do what I need to do, put bread out.
Yeah.
And then I can be off Wednesday.
Go down there. I wouldn't mind going down there.
But Friday for sure.
Friday,
I think Ider and Sandrock will be a good match.
Ider's got a good program, obviously, and Sandrock's pretty good this year. So
yeah,
which they've been good a lot of times, but they're very good.
They're always in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I don't remember, when have they not been to Jacksonville?
I don't know did they go last year? I know they won 18 games last year. They might not have gone last year. Sorry, Coach Bates, if y'all did.
We just assume that she does.
Yeah. She's been a lot.
And probably, I would say, like a lot of percentage high.
You know what? I think they did lose their game to go down there last year, but I can't remember who beat them.
Yeah.
And it may have been Pisgah. I think they played Pisgah.
Maybe it was. Yeah. Maybe. But they was on the Tinker girl and them, what, year or two ago.
Yeah, was it Molly Tinker? I think.
It's not Molly.
I've not heard anything out of Pisgah this year. I'm sure
they're all that class graduating.
Okay.
They're kind of starting over.
I know Fort Payne's got a good basketball team.
But Center girls, the first time they've been in
a
couple of years. I think I've read 5 years.
Really?
Since I guess since 19 or so. So that's great for them.
I like their squad.
Yes, I know, man. I like how they play and excited. They
don't have a ton of height.
No, and they got the two that play, and the star girl and Diamond. Them two both have grown. I enjoy watching them play, how they've grown from last year.
They play hard.
I love to see kids mature through the year and how they grow and change and get more confident. And but man, there's like a bunch of little shooting guards running around out there.
Yeah, they're feisty.
Yeah, I think so.
They led that whole game.
Yeah,
and
get a lot of turnovers. Play fast, play hard.
Yeah,
they play a little chip on their shoulder, don't they?
They only lost 4 games, and one of them was to Sandrock. Now I don't know who the other 3 were to.
Yeah,
but good team, good best team they've had in a while.
Who was it? I know was it Oxford? They played a big game, a bigger school in a game.
Who beat Sandrock 7 times?
Huh?
Who's Sandrock 7 losses?
I don't know. I'd have to go back through.
I know they've lost us. Well, they played. Did Sandrock even play Spring Garden this year? They might have played in the regular.
The girls,
season.
yeah. I'm sure they had to at some point.
Now, Spring Garden only has 1 loss or 2?
Just one.
Just the one
to
Bradley County. Dang it.
Are
you kidding?
How do you lose that one?
Come on.
We're joking.
Yeah.
We're being
Don't be
sarcastic.
texting me.
We're being sarcastic.
You go up there and play them, by gosh.
Hey, you take a team up there, you do it. SEC teams getting $52 million a team last year, Dean. $52 million a piece. That will definitely buy you a hot fudge sundae machine.
That's a nice payday.
Now, the theory that we're going to talk about today has to do with some of that. And as you can see by the thumbnail, the teams that finishing in the top 5 of Miami, Oregon, Ohio State, Bama, and Georgia. Now, those teams that we're talking about are what kind of money do they spend, Dean?
Oh my gosh, it's no telling.
What kind of money is spent? Well, here's a ranking from now. If you think money wins championships, then here's your national champions for the next couple of years. All right, audience people. Texas, $92 million. Tennessee, $70. LSU, $58 million. Michigan, $56 million. Notre Dame, $54. Georgia comes in down there at number 6 with $50. And Ohio State also at $50. Oklahoma, $48 million. Auburn wrangling in that here at the top, $47 million. And behind Auburn is Alabama. Alabama, $46 million spent.
$46 million.
USC, $29. That's a huge jump down. That's just some other teams. I just want to list USC, let people know what kind of money they're spending. $29 million. And A&M, another SEC team that's probably one of the richer teams probably the richest team in the SEC besides Texas, I guess.
Because of the oil.
Yeah, $37 million.
What was number 1 again?
Texas with $92 million. Jeez. So, Matt, what are you saying then? Why didn't Texas and Tennessee, why are they not playing a national championship? Well, Texas did make the playoffs. Well, Matt, why ain't LSU winning it or Michigan? Well, LSU just missed out on a game or two, and Michigan did win the national championship. Well, Matt, you just said Notre Dame spends $54 million. Yeah, they ain't even sniffed a national championship in 7 years. So Georgia, Matt, they've just won it back to back 2 years ago, back to back. Well, why are they number 6 on the list? If money is winning college football, if money is what's winning it, then why is the team that's winning the most 6 on the list? Dean, why?
Well, maybe that's not the answer.
No. So, but everybody says media, everybody says that the NIL's taking over and all this big money is just going to teams are buying their national championships.
No, don't sound
you're a math guy. It don't seem that way to me.
Yeah. Now Texas hasn't won one, and he did get them to the playoff. Alabama was way on down the list.
Yeah, they're way down the list, only with $46 million. They're right behind. Auburn spends more money than Alabama, and Auburn ain't. They've won one title in 130 years of existence.
You still got to have the players.
And you got to have the right coaching staff.
You got to have the right coaches to fit with them. Now,
and some of it's just a little bit of luck, too.
There's a lot of luck. And somebody says coaches. Well, you got to get this guy, that guy. No, well, they have to fit with them. It's like I was talking about Eric Bieniemy. They loved him in Kansas City, didn't like him in Washington. So, I mean, you can bring – Nick Saban might not have been a hit at Tennessee. We don't know. I mean, so it's just that's where luck comes in.
Yeah.
If they mesh well, I would call that luck, wouldn't you?
Yeah, because you don't know. You don't know how DeBoer's got to come in and change his way of thinking. We don't know how attitudes and egos and supposedly the story I told you earlier, Grubb, his political ideas may not be aligned with people here in the Black Bible Belt, Bible Belt of Alabama or Georgia, Mississippi, Florida, where these certain people around here have a certain way of thinking, and it's a lot different than people from Seattle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
It's just different
from what I've heard.
And I could tell you that on my show. If you want to come over there, we'll talk about. I don't want to talk about politics on here. Clemson, 89% increase in money. 89% increase in what they spent from 2015 to 2022.
And they were winning it in 20. Well, they won it twice since then.
Yeah.
But not lately.
So this shows that there's an increase in spending. Okay. Now I'll give you a list of numbers there, what teams spend what. So as of money, if the people that claim the NIL is ruining it and how much money is being spent on the players, Well, then that means Texas and Tennessee should play for national championship. And then the Final Four should be Texas, Tennessee, LSU, Michigan. And they almost got it right, except for Tennessee and LSU.
Yeah.
So, you know, it shows there's some truth to it.
There's some, but it's not complete.
Bama's been the most dominant team going, 46 million.
Yeah, it's
that's their profits.
Right.
Profits for the year.
Now they're already crowning Ohio State.
Well, I mean, you brought in players and you got coaches from everywhere, which, you know, was saying he was supposed to go to Alabama to play with Coach O'Brien, and then Coach O'Brien goes to Ohio State. So Saying said, I'll go to Ohio State if you bring O'Brien, because I committed to him while he was in Alabama.
Is he going to BC now?
So I don't know. We'll see what kind of character the young man has, or was he just full of crap? Like Downs said, I'm going to go play with my coach over at Georgia, T-Rob. He was my coach at Bama. I'm playing with my coach. Well, I want 1.5. Same thing you paying your coach, Coach Smart. And Covey said, see, buddy, we don't pay you the same money you're paying the coaches. Go kick rocks.
No, we can't. You can't pay a kid the same.
This is Georgia. This is Georgia.
Not in college.
This is Georgia. This is not La Tech. You didn't finish All-American. IB did not finish as an All-American, second team All-American. Right. Y'all want All-American money, which is to say that you got a beer man budget with caviar dreams. That's the old term, but that's what's going on. So Milroe now, his NIL money is $1.3 million. He's got to deal with Beats by Dre, the earphones. Terry and Arnold had a Boost Mobile NIL deal for $769,000. Broswell had a deal for $761,000, and Turner had a deal for $736,000 with USL GP.
$736,000.
Now, Matt, you're saying, Matt, what is USL GP? What do you say?
I got a question for you. I don't understand business a lot, but go on, say what you got to say.
Well, USL, I just thought it was interesting. He invested his money into the sailboats that race, like American versus Australia.
But he got $736,000 from them.
Yeah, to endorse them. Yeah, but he invested.
That's
who paid him, but he invested some of it back with them, though.
Okay.
Remember when we was watching
did they make? How do you not lose money doing that? Obviously, they didn't.
Yeah, no, God, they make millions of dollars in profit, millions of dollars. And when you put a name like Turner, on your boards, like he may be there at an event. Remember when we watched sailboat racing the other day, like last year, one day, just goofing. That's what he's doing.
Can I ask you something?
He invests his money in it.
Do you think stuff like that really makes a difference? A huge difference. Okay, if me and you's into sailing, big time, are we going to go to an event more than likely? We're just going to the event, right? Are we more likely to go if Dallas Turner's there? I mean,
yeah.
Does somebody like Dallas Turner really increase your sales?
Yes, and here's why.
Okay.
For you people that follow wrestling, I'll try not to get down that rabbit trail too far, because what's going on in WWE right now with The Rock and Roman and Cody Rhodes, why would you want The Rock back when the main event's already sold out? The tickets sold out at Las Vegas Arena for Cody Rhodes, supposedly versus Roman Reigns. Well, they had a big talk, and Rock comes back and sticks his nose in it to say he's going to fight Roman Reigns for the head of the table, because they're both from the same family bloodline. They're cousins. Their daddies were brothers, wrestling family, all that. Well, because The Rock, as with Turner, the comparison is his name has a brand. His name is a brand because Turner plays for Alabama, and everybody knows University of Alabama.
Right. But I'm not knocking Dallas Turner. I'm just
yes, I know. So that's it's a name, it's a brand, and that's how his name and his image and likeness is affiliated with Alabama. But he can't use Alabama. He can't go up there wearing Bama jacket and hat and tote the national championship trophy.
Right.
So, yes, that's how it works, by putting sailboat racing in another market. So now when The Rock come back and showed up to the wrestling event, because he's a movie icon, and he owns part owners with UFL because he sold XFL and partnered with USFL. Now all of that, and then he's on the board of TKO. They fired Vince McMahon for allegations of misconduct with ladies and other things, which we've always knew. He's always had a problem with that.
Yeah.
So now when The Rock shows up at WWE, cameras from Fox News, MSNBC, all these headlines are talking about The Rock. So why do you bring back The Rock to wrestling? Because it's marketed. It puts other eyes that are not normally going to watch wrestling. Like your mom reading the paper and your daddy,
Mhm.
you know, old people still read papers. They read somewhere in the newspaper, I promise you, Rock makes a splash back at WWE, head of the board on TKO that owns UFC and WWE. Was given $30 million worth of stock, and he got the rights to his name back.
Mhm.
They read that. Your mom and daddy care less about wrestling, but see, they read it.
Mhm.
So it makes news. So Turner being involved with this USLGP, it gets USLGP in the eyes of people like we just did right now. Us talking about it. Somebody watching will say, oh, what USLGP? Somebody just looked it up.
I looked it up. Okay.
It just creates different eyes.
Yeah, I got you.
People that maybe are not interested in
That's a good explanation.
bow shooting contest.
I've just wondered sometimes if advertising, some companies advertising, if they're losing, if it wastes
they'll
some money.
never lose. They will never give away money.
Okay.
But then also they do have to give away some money, or they have to pay taxes on it.
Right.
So they do have to give away some of it. Like
I'm just talking about with any type of advertising.
yeah, all of them. Ace Ashley shoots bow for competition in college.
Mm-hmm.
And he has, you know, I'm sure like there's sponsors for the college that help those young men buy bows or arrows or you know, parts for their bows. Well, like Bowtech. Bowtech would be a great sponsor because when they go up there and shoot in those events, they see Bowtech bows and people say, well, he's using a Bowtech. That must be good. He's in competition. I need to buy a Bowtech.
So I'm just, and I'll shut up.
Like
about
having
this
Wilson
'cause the
volleyball.
Super Bowls.
Having Wilson put it on a volleyball makes Wilson be known.
But let's say this thing's just taking off and we get $1,000 per viewer. Well, we sponsor Brad Keselowski
Mm-hmm.
and we pay him $500,000.
To put our
Are
name.
we going to get that many more viewers because our name's on Brad Keselowski's car?
Yes.
Okay.
Like Mr. Beast and his video stuff he does. We're talking about the other day. If you go to the bank and borrow $10,000, this is business class 101, by the way. Thanks for stopping by the locker room business class. If you borrow 10 grand from the bank and we do a video and spend $1,000 on a setup and then say the next 500 subscribers, we'll pick one of you to win $5,000. Well, I just borrowed 10 and I spent 1,000 on the set. So I got 9. I'm going to give away 5. Well, when it goes viral to show that we're going to give away $5,000, how many people, all you got to do is subscribe and you get a chance to win $5,000.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people would subscribe.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you give away $5,000. You made money, but you make it back because the 10,000 subscribers that you got now is more views. And if you get 100,000 views a month, you make between $200,000-$300,000.
And I've noticed they don't do it anymore. And that makes me wonder about the state of radio. But WQSB used to give away thousands in contests.
Yeah.
And they don't anymore.
No, it's different, man. The market's tight.
They don't. I'm talking about they give away $100 every week during high school football season to whoever won the picks and they don't do either one of them now.
It's different. Times are very much changed.
But I mean, they give away thousands.
Well, that's how you gauge views.
But look how many people there was 500 people going on their website to sign up and play the game
to try to win. Yeah, that's how you do it. You just go, you go to a sponsor, say, hey, I'll give me $5,000 for a sponsor, and I'll put an ad for your business on our page. All these people see it.
Uh-huh.
If we get a deal with a tractor place, well, if they sell one tractor, they just made their money back.
Right.
But if we give away that money, all the ads and the eyes and visions that you'll see on YouTube, 100,000 views will make you $250,000. So we only borrowed 10,000 and give away 5. But if all the views we got, we just made $250,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a win.
Okay.
That's how these big YouTube companies.
I got you. It just
it's
foreign to me.
And like Milroe, he does Beats by Dre. So you'll see like little posters, boards, and you drive by in the city and you'll see Milroe on the poster board. He's, kind of the little dark background with the red outline. He's probably got the Beats by Dre, probably the black and red ones, kind of match the Alabama, but you can't say he's Alabama.
Right.
But people look and go,
well, he plays for Alabama.
Well, that guy plays at Alabama. He's got those Beats by Dre. Mom, I want some of them Beats by Dre. Well, they're $199 for the earbuds. I want them. Okay, we'll get you some for Christmas. So see, it's just marketing. Those are some of those guys. 2023 Georgia, all players got an NIL deal. It's called, they have a fund. All colleges have this. Georgia is called the Classic City Collective. $71,000 average per player.
Wow.
Okay.
71,000
average. Bowers got 1.1 million Ringo got 445,000. And the Manning kid out of Texas, 2.1 million.
Wow.
And the USC Bronny James, basketball player of LeBron James at USC, he got 6.1 million to play basketball at USC.
And he's
because he's LeBron's son.
And he's averaging like 7, 8 a game, which
But
are
his-
modest, very modest numbers
But think of what we just said here.
for LeBron's son.
For what? What is he getting this for? Name, image, and his likeness. His name is James.
No, I saw that the other day that he wasn't doing.
He's not that good.
He's
I
doing
know
okay. I don't
he's
want to
not
say
that
he's
good.
doing bad, but
not
he's
bad.
not burning.
Better than I'll ever be for sure.
He's not going to go pro after this year, is he?
He's
Oh, well.
not good. Now the little brother, go look up LeBron's younger son
Is
with the goggles. He's 6'9".
Is James
He's a
as good as the
senior.
ball kids?
No,
He's Lonzo
No.
and Melo.
No.
And, okay,
nope.
because they were marketed pretty big.
Yep, their daddy did a good job. And they thought he was a big loud mouth, but if you tell you what, some guy
Well, he carries on. a
he
little
does,
much.
but that's what it did. It created talk. He was on the show with Stephen A. Smith and Max and
I
them.
mean, there's not too many what I would call lay persons, people not involved in sports.
He was on the
That's been on
show,
the Stephen A. Smith.
Right?
He coached their travel team. He was not their coach. He wasn't their
Yeah.
high school coach.
No, he coached the travel team. But let me tell you, some guy told me this. He said, if you don't take up for your kids, who's going to?
Yeah, I know that they say that one is really good.
All the boys were
The
pretty
middle
good.
one.
Yeah, they're good.
The
Mello,
one that play. Yes, they say he's all star.
way better than the James kid.
I don't know. I don't think the young one is.
Not quite as good. The
No,
one that got in trouble overseas,
and
he's they're good, man.
Lonzo's pretty. He's decent, but now they say one of them's a star.
So
So James is not as good as those three.
no.
Okay.
So the theory is the teams that are winning these championships, they're not the ones that has those huge profits, and they have average good NIL deals, but this thinking that NIL is going to ruin football is just not, that's just not right. It's not the correct, it's just not, because it don't apply to everybody. And there is a problem with it, and this is where I disagree with NIL stuff. It's hard to spread the butter across the whole
Yeah,
piece of bread,
Yeah.
because this little old team here that I found this sign in the Raging Cajuns of Louisiana,
they can't give nobody anything.
University of Louisiana.
Yeah,
But I love watching them play. And who's the East Carolina? I love watching them play. The Pirates.
right.
I just like I will like that
Yeah,
team.
they upset a lot of people.
Yeah, man. East
What?
Mississippi JUCO College.
Uh-huh.
I love watching them play. There's a lot of
they're
these
great.
small
They're
teams.
great. Now we're on that show.
30
right?
for 30 show or the
Yeah.
Netflix show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Last chance.
So
I've been right by there 100 times.
obviously money is not winning championships. So these teams at top recruited classes that we just listed, those 1 through 5s, I don't even, where's Miami ain't even on here. They was so
Uh-huh.
lower on the scale. Oregon, not on here.
So they're not spending anything.
Well, that's how much profit they make. This is profit numbers.
Right. Yeah.
How much
Oh, that's the profit. Yeah.
Texas made $92 million in profit. In their recruiting class, they recruited 7. Auburn spent $47 million last year. And they recruited 9.
Uh-huh. Right.
And Bama's been number 1 or 2 in recruiting for the past 10 years. 46 million is all the
million.
money they made.
Right. Right.
Well, why ain't the team that's making the most money got the best players? Well, because they do have these collectives. So
Yeah.
what is hurting college football is that portal.
Yeah. That portal's
Now,
killing
kids
it.
moving around like a high school kid like Jacob over here trying to move out of, Cherokee County High School. Why is the coach going to pick him up to play out of school, where they can just go to another D1 or D2 and pick up a kid to fill the spot that's been playing for 2 years? It hurts high school kids.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Why am I going to get this guy? I can go get that guy.
Yeah, he's played 2 years. And then Jacob would go somewhere and he's got to wait till that kid retires in 2 years, which you usually going to have to wait anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Most freshmen don't.
start.
Everybody's not Ryan Williams, the 5-star plus that's from Saraland.
Yeah. Fresh.
The Cam Coleman kid that's going to Auburn, that receiver. These guys are elite players, super crazy.
Yeah.
elite.
Coleman. Whew. Good one.
So that wraps it up for the show today. We got to get off here.
Hold
And,
it quickly.
yes.
NFL.
Oh, yeah, the awards guys. Yeah. How's Myles Garrett? I ain't even heard his name, Dean, in 2 years. A defensive player of the year, by the way.
Defensive player of the year.
NFL awards.
Well, first of all, we'll get to that, and I want to get on that. Coaches of the year, the coach of the year was Kevin Stefanski for Cleveland, which I agree with that. And his assistant, Jim Schwartz, was the assistant coach of the year. Man of the year, and this is for outside the NFL and the way he plays, was Cameron Hayward from Pittsburgh. Offensive, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Had no problem with that. Comeback player of the year, Joe Flacco. I agree with that 100%.
Well, the guy that died on the field, that's a pretty good comeback. And we joked about that.
He was in there, Baker Mayfield. They were on.
He had
there.
a good comeback. Flacco's age is what it is. When you see a young guy bounce back, you're like, well, he's young. He'll be okay.
Yeah.
Flacco, he's like sitting on the couch smoking cigarettes, eating Doritos.
I know. Now, you have a problem with Jackson being the MVP?
No.
Okay.
He absolutely should have got it.
And, of course, they're saying he choked. I
No,
didn't think he choked.
No.
I'm sorry. Where did he choke?
No.
Okay. Let's get off that. Rookies, Will Anderson got defensive player rookie of the year. C.J. Stroud, offensive rookie of the year. But the one me and Matt are debating, not with each other, just in general, Myles Garrett with great stats.
Yeah.
We got the defensive player of the year, and it was unexpected. Micah Parsons' stats were identical. He did take up for him. He goes, this guy got double teamed all night. He goes, and y'all don't realize it. And I didn't. That's what Micah Parsons said. But, man, you had a guy, the safety for Dallas, had 9 interceptions and run 5 of them back for touchdowns. I just think he should have been the defensive MVP.
I ain't heard Myles Garrett's name since he hit that guy in the head with a helmet.
So Cleveland rung up the awards. So you had the defensive player of the year from Cleveland. Oh, my bad. Offensive player of the year. I can't believe I left that off. Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, and that's first running back they've had to win a rushing award since 53. 53? How do you not have a
I thought Frank Gore led it some. He never led the league, huh? Never.
Crazy. I don't.
Roger Craig.
His son, Gore's son, is coming in.
Really?
At college. Oh,
but I'm with you. I heard T.J. Watt or Bland.
What about the guy at Detroit? One that come from
Hutchinson?
Yeah, come from
Michigan. He wasn't even in the vote. They said he had a good year, but he wasn't in the
Every
vote.
game I watched, he was smoking people.
Yeah, he looks better for Detroit than I thought he did it. But which Alabama has a way of making players not look good.
Sure.
You know,
But, I didn't hear him none at all during the year hardly. I didn't ever see what the big fluff was.
mm-hmm.
Like with
heck, he got second in the high.
like Toa. Like coming out of Notre Dame, what a joke.
Well, now he didn't do as well as Hutchinson did.
But then Hutchinson comes out in the pros and he's looking good. I'm like, okay. He didn't look that good at college.
But heck, Tao, he started about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, just never heard nothing about him. He just kind of fluffed off in the night.
But I thought the DB, you run back 5 interceptions for touchdowns. Give it to the guy. And I saw a piece there that Dion had 6 interceptions one year and run 3 of them back and was named the defensive MVP.
You think there may be some politics involved in some of that for Myles to prop him up for something, make him feel good because of some kind of affirmative? Some kind of maybe he's involved with some kind of movement that the NFL needs to push to the front of the line in their news. I don't know.
Maybe that he turned it around after what he did.
Well, if he supports some particular group.
I
don't know. I'm asking a question. I'm not being a smart aleck. I just didn't see that much. And I'm not saying he's bad.
Oh no, he's great.
Now this guy's he's a freak athlete. Myles Garrett can do it. I'm sorry.
I think he's already won it once though, hasn't he?
I just didn't see it this year.
Or got close.
I'm sorry. That's okay. We just don't agree with the people who picked it. That's okay. They probably don't agree with us. That's
I didn't agree. I agree with all the others.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with
Jackson.
CJ.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Dude, the last couple of games, he was getting better.
But I thought that Garrett was the only one. I thought the guy from Dallas should have won. And they said T.J. Watt had an unbelievable year. You know, Sporting News had already named him. But Sporting News is not official.
Mm-hmm. Like those awards I had last week, there were some, and some of them were the same.
Some of them were the same, but they had T.J. Watt. They had Garrett in the voting, but not winning it. They had Garrett, Bland, Parsons.
Michael Parsons.
And Watt won it, Michael Parsons. But Parsons did come on there. Parsons is a pretty good dude. He come on there and said, guys, the guy deserved it. Okay. Because I reckon the Dallas fans are like, what are you, idiots? He did just as good.
Yeah.
Which he did. Their stats were identical.
Yeah.
So, but nobody's saying that the guy that had 5 defensive touchdowns, come on, man. That's who wins it.
Well, let's go watch the Super Bowl, Dean. All right. We'll start it up with this. It don't seem that the teams profiting the most money or have the biggest NILs are always winning it. That's definitely from statistics I just shared. Daytona 500, February 18th. Saban headed to game day. We like it. O'Brien to the Boston College's head coach, leaving Ohio State, leaving a spot for Chip Kelly to come in and fill that position up. And Dante Hightower, a former Alabama standout All-American, Dick Butkus Award finalist. It's going to be a linebacker coach with Mayo's there at New England. So
I feel fat.
And SEC basketball looks like Bama's still ahead for the conference wide, and looks like it's probably going to be South Carolina, Tennessee. Bama will be probably like 9, 10, 11, something like
hopefully
that. 10, 11, 12, maybe.
I tell you what, now it's getting to the point to where none of them need to lose much more. Yeah, I know it's weird. Tennessee's the highest ranked team in the SEC. South Carolina has the best team record in the SEC, and Alabama's winning the SEC.
Yeah,
but that's
I know it is kind of different this year.
Yeah.
And local action Friday, Sandrock girls play Friday, and go see Spring Garden boys Thursday. And girls play Appalachian Wednesday morning, and Cherokee County girls will be the next Monday, the 19th. So
10 days off.
Congrats on everybody else for having a good season. To be able to play free region it still means something. So y'all hang out and come watch the Super Bowl and put your wings back in the oven there and go ahead and get them out. You're fixing to burn them. And we'll get on here and get some. I got some.
Coach Barton, why don't you bring in some of them local guys from Center that's always talking about how they can hoop and scrimmage them one day?
Yeah, it'd be fun.
It would be.
Yeah. I mean,
you can't risk getting nobody.
No, I know. But I do remember watching the girls play when Kenny started and we're playing in the summer. We just go over there.
Yeah.
And the girls, man, that Teresa Wood and all that group.
Oh yeah, I remember Teresa.
Oh man, those girls.
Yeah, she played on the state championship team.
Well, Coley now. Well, them girls were good.
Oh
and the Moon girl. I mean, that whole years they had.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you guys for coming on, Larry, Brad, and Jeff. Appreciate everybody for watching. Still got some people hanging out. Y'all leave some comments, like and subscribe to the channel. Help us hit 500. If we hit 500, it'll give us a super chat and super thanks buttons, and you can go on there and hit those buttons and drop 99 cents or $1.99, and what it does, it props your comment up on the top, and we grab it first over everybody else, and just kind of help support the page. And it's fun, and we'd appreciate it. Help us hit 500, guys, and that's what we're trying to do. So now next week, probably get the Burge on.
Big Burge.
Football will be over officially, but don't leave the channel because we are going to continue to do football. We're going to do Big Ten schedule. Minutes. We're going to do SEC schedule. We got 2 more teams to talk about, so that's another 20 games.
Yeah.
To add on to
the SEC.
To the other 16 times, 10 is 160.
We're gonna
have about 170 games to go over, plus the Big Ten, so that'll be another 170. So we're gonna have over 300 games to talk about, and we'll have between now and August to do it.
We did good predicting this past year. We really did, fair. Except for
Ohio
Missouri.
State. Oh yeah, I didn't. I had them like winning 8. I was like 8. Yeah, they win 8 games. Thank you.
I had 7. 5.
Oh, did you have 5?
Oh, I thought you did 7. Terrible. No,
I had them winning 8.
Missouri, awful. I have it somewhere. I'll look for it one day. We're not bad at predicting. I mean, we're not.
Well,
we're not as good as the guys out in Vegas. But
Joey the Fish
had Alabama losing 1. They did. Georgia losing none. They didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they ended up. We're talking about regular season.
Yeah.
Auburn 500.
Yeah.
What we say, Tennessee 2 or 3. They did.
Now look for them.
We thought LSU would be bad.
I think LSU and Tennessee is going to be. They're going to be hard to beat because they smell blood in the water. And Bama's down. But now be careful, guys. I'm telling you, I'm not just trying to say this, but as a football fan, when your team that's carried this conference for 20 years nearly, when they're down, I know you want to stomp on them, but it's not good for the conference to stomp on your leading team that's down. I'm not saying, hey, coach, do you need a running back? I'll Junkins, Ohio State. Day's not going to call and say, you know what, DeBoer, if you need a running back, I'll send Junkins down
Yeah,
here.
him or
I don't
Henderson.
mean that. I mean
They're interchangeable.
in how you're trying to criticize the teams, because Alabama's the face of the SEC. Whether you like it or not, you're a fan of Auburn and Tennessee, that's fine. And they're going to be decent. But your prominent team that carries them, what I'm saying is when they get down, it could help. It could bring it could be a whole conference type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because I'm looking for LSU and Tennessee to be good next year. And Georgia's not going to fall off the map. They just had the number one recruiting class.
No, I would think Florida would be better, but their schedule is so ridiculous.
They're going to fire that guy. All right, guys.
I feel bad for him.
I know. We're going to start going over schedules probably start next week or two. And we'll still mention college basketball. When it gets into March, we'll have more of a 20-minute spot instead of a 10-minute spot for college basketball. Right now,
it's just basic.
We're just figuring out right now. We're just starting to walk. We just come from crawling. It's the middle of February.
Mm-hmm.
So
they've got 10 or 11 regular season games.
Yes.
Then they got another month. It's a month. It's 5 weeks
It
before
is,
they even do the selection.
The kickoff. Yeah, selection. And we'll do that. We'll come on maybe and do something on the selection show and watch and share with y'all. So y'all come back, hang out 223 next week. 222's in the books.
222.
All right. Y'all have a good week. And it's going to be nice this week. Weather-wise, Wednesday's going to be just springy, beautiful. So
really?
Baseball practice, whatever's going on there, y'all.
We need that.
You too, Mr. Jeff. Y'all have a good evening and time for some Don Julio. I'm going to have some El Tapa tea.
I'm excited
tea,
that we've run this up to where we don't have to watch all this pregame crap. I'm serious.
Oh, well,
I hate it.
The commercials are going to be supposed to be pretty good now.
Well, and I like the commercials.
Be looking for
but I hate this up stuff before the game. Just play the thing.
Go on, comment on the page and share y'all's favorite commercial. Yeah, share y'all what you like. What's your most favorite commercial? Arnold Schwarzenegger's supposed to have some funny commercial tonight.
I'm the old Cortland guy. Just pull up and play.
He gets a cigarette, roll them out of his sleeves. Coach, hold my cigarettes and lighter. Are they going to warm up? They are. They're rolling their shoulders. The kid stretched his leg. We kicked him the ball. He scored. I said, how is that?
I think there should be no warm-ups for basketball. None. You tip. That's it.
Walk in the gym, tip. God, my hamstring.
You find out who's the best pretty quick. You can stretch in the locker room. No shots. God, those games would be awful, wouldn't it?
They'd be cold.
Oh,
Wouldn't
gosh, you know they would. But I don't know. They might light it up.
All right, let's get off here.
All right.
Y'all enjoyed the Super Bowl. Post some scores on the page. Tell us your favorite commercials. Thank y'all guys so much. We've grown over 300 new followers. January, we're pumping for 300 already, nearly for February. It's been great. We appreciate all you guys. NFL will end today, and we'll be back next week with some more college football talk and college basketball. And we'll tell you how this winds up for local teams, how they turn out Wednesday and Friday. Spring Garden and Sandrock.
All right. Sounds good, Matt.
Right. See y'all. Have a good week.